What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
Good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to round 6 of the PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series. Brenton O'Brien and Alex Simpson calling the action live from Donington Park Race Circuit. Brenton, good afternoon to you, buddy. 6 minutes left of qualifying. Donington GT3s and GT1s today. Marcus Lenderman looking good already.
Well, he's come down, and good afternoon to you too, AC. Yeah, well, Marcus Lenderman just 1 point off the lead from Charles de Sierra, and just the 4 points up on Tobias Tooney. But Real Life Commitments has Charles and Tobias away this weekend, so this is really the weekend for Marcus to step up, cash in on the absentees of his main opposition, and try and get himself a handy lead in the championship.
Yeah, just having a quick look, as looks like Lazardri having some issues out there. I mean, he's McLaren just pulling it up at the side of the start-finish line there. But yeah, championship still very much alive, as you were alluding to there, Brenton. So just 5 points separating the top three. Warren Pickering. Is Warren here this week as well? Yes, he is.
Warren's here in the BMW. Normally races the rough, but he's chosen the BMW this week, so obviously he might have a bit of inside information as to what the BMW can do.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 25 points behind as well, so still very much in this championship. Dongwoo Gang, 5th place as well. 98 points. These are a couple of bad races actually, and starting to fall out of this a little bit, so struggling a little bit out there.
Yeah, he is. He has missed a race though. But yeah, Lenderman's had some bad races. Charles has had some bad races. Tobias just been plucked around consistently. He's had the one bad race. But the thing we've got to look at, Tobias is only 5 points off the series lead, but he has also only done one race less as well. So you know, it could tighten up in the championship for sure. Also with the Corvette, we've got Stephen Bacade well out in front, 207 points in front of Marcus. Won last week's race winner at Virginia, I think it was, so congratulations to him. So it's a good first time win for Marcus, and Shane Reynolds in 93, our host Mark Lang in 90 points in 4th place, and Chandra in 5th place on 87 points. So there's a separate battle within the battle there for the drivers as well.
Yeah, just taking a very quick look at the Nations Cup as well. Australia leading the way on 523 points. Singapore in second, although I feel that gap's probably going to extend a little bit today with some of the Singaporeans away watching the Grand Prix for sure.
Well, Grand Prix qualifying is about to start live now, and I can imagine that Charles and his Singaporean teammates are going to be in the pit stalls there, or hanging around watching the real life action. Good luck tomorrow. Tobias Tooney is at the Nürburgring 1000 this weekend, so he's away as well. So good chance for Australia. It's like with Marcus Lennon, good chance for Australia to cash in here and extend their already substantial lead.
Yeah, lots going on this weekend. Good news about the Nürburgring and the GP circuit that we're going to get sometime in 2015, and Aston Martin's also been announced as well, so I'm sure they're going to be seen shortly in this series as well. So yeah, lots of good news as far as the world of sim racing goes, and in particular iRacing.
Well, the GT3 series is just going to get bigger and bigger with the Aston Martin and the progression of the Ford GT as well to the GT3 class, so she's going to be a fairly full and diverse grid next season. Well, I don't think the Aston will be out next season, but probably the season after.
We've got 3 minutes left of qualifying. Who's looking like they're doing the business out there?
Marcus Lenneman, no surprises, Marcus Lenneman in the McLaren, the Ocao McLaren of 25.252, 7/10 up on Marcus Wang, last week's race winner. Maluna in the McLaren, a 9.84 to 3 1,000ths off of a McLaren lockout in the grid there. Andres Martin in the McLaren as well, 26.193. Dongwu Gang first to the BMW, so he's changed from the rough to the BMW as well, so there's got to be something there. 26.196 Shane Reynolds, Stephen Bocade and Mark Lang, the second, third and fourth of our Corvettes, just back a bit from Marcus Wang. Still a bit of time for improvement. Warren Pickering in the BMW, Tim Jackson, good to have him back in the series in the Demidov Innovations BMW, Harrison O'Brien in the BMW, Jacek Frazek in the McLaren. So far 21 starters. The field's a bit down today, but we know why.
Yeah, exactly. We're just mentioning all the events going off this week, Europe and over in Asia as well, so very, very busy for all of us. At heart, we're still race fans, so when events like this go on, we don't really want to miss when it's on our doorstep, do we?
No. Well, this is why we do things like this, so we can catch up with the real life events. But yeah, just Farney Lazarity, I'm surprised the McLaren's obviously quick here, and Farney's down in 15th at the moment. He's 2.5 seconds off the pole time, and we can understand that, but on some of his other teammates, you would think he might be around a bit closer, so Farney's having some issues at this track at the moment. He ran so well the last few races, out of luck at Watkins running out of petrol on the last lap, would have no doubt had a top 3 position. So hopefully we can expect a bit more from Farney tonight.
And just taking a quick look at this Donington circuit. Unfortunately, I can't bring up the mini-map because we still haven't got the category number for the track, so for the overlay. But hopefully that will be coming at the end of the season. But I mean, it's 12 turns, 4 kilometers long. Track temperature, as we've just sort of witnessed in the V8 supercar race as well, can make a huge difference to the grip levels here. But it seems to be a lot cooler at the moment, only 36 degrees, and I have to say the clouds come out for this one, and I don't think they're going to be struggling with greasy tyres out there for this race.
No, with the V8s, from what I've done this week in the V8s, it's anything up to a 3-second difference with the weather at this track, so substantial difference. We've got just the 10 seconds left in qualifying now. Just Andre Martins is probably on a quick lap. He's in 4th place. This will be his last lap coming into the last turn. Let's see if there's an improvement from his 26.077. Yes, a 25.807, so up into 3rd. So it's a complete McLaren domination here at the moment. The top 3 positions now to the McLarens. And Lazarity, we're just talking about him, up into 6 as well, 26.4. So the McLarens are really showing some strength here.
Yeah, I think that's something that definitely needs to be addressed within the series, is drivers swapping cars around from race to race. It'd be nice to see them locked in on just one vehicle, with everybody jumping to what is perceived to be the popular one of the week. So I think definitely spice it up if they had to stick with their cars.
Yeah, and Adrian Jarvis is in the 16. Just not sure if they're a new team. I'd like to get some information from them. The GLW, I'm not sure what it stands for, so excuse my ignorance, but they've got Jarvis, Eckel and Ballinger all racing in the GLW Rough, so it's great to see a new team with experienced drivers racing in the series, so hopefully they'll go well for them. As Marcus Lenderman and the Mad Cow Racing, a 25.628 is not an improvement. So, but yeah, dominant position. And we'll go through those grid spots while we're here. Sorry, AC. Marcus Lenderman on the pole, 25.252. Yeah, almost half a second up on Maluna in the McLaren 599. 2 tenths up on Martins in a McLaren at 807. Marcus won the first of our Corvettes, 981. Be interesting to see how he goes in the first lap with cold tyres. Dongwu Gang 196 in fifth. Finally, Luxury in another McLaren. The 413, Shane Reynolds in the Corvette, Stephen Bocade in the Corvette. It's unusual to see him the third of the Corvettes. Mark Lang with a good competitive time with the Corvette, a 586. Warren Pickering, Tim Jackson and Harrison O'Brien, the 3 Australians, in 10th, 11th and 12th. Jacek Frazek, Peugeot in the BMW. Ballinger in the rough. Min Park with a 27.685. Adrian Jarvis and Eckel in the GLW BM in the roughs, as we saw. Christopher Beaufet in the 69 rough. Dick A. Lee in 20th, and rounding up the 21st, Mark Noble with a 29.6. So, yeah, 21 cars on the grid.
Yeah, Mark is potentially going to do some in-race interviews with us today as well. Mark, are you on the grid now? Are you nervous for this one?
Yeah, mate, on here. See how it goes. No practice, but yeah, just sit at the back and just cruise around and see if I can improve my times.
Well, good luck for the race. We'll keep an eye on your progress. Maybe driver of the day coming from the back. Who knows? Over to you, Brenton.
You can only go up there. Only go up there, Nobby. Revs are building. Just look at that fire just burning out and starting. Away they go. Oh, the Corvette's slow off the line. That was Bocade, so Pickering's had a problem back there, but he's got around him. Lenderman just dominant in that first turn, just nice and clean, rolling in just in front of Maluna. Andre Martins, and there's the first of our Corvettes off the track already. Marcus won. Corvettes struggle with their tyres early, don't they? There's another Corvette off in the background as well, I think it is. What have we got here? It's another one.
Yeah, is that Peugeot off there as well?
Yeah,
oh no,
Frazek's
Frazek, sorry.
Yep. So, but Marcus Lenderman, no doubt, I would imagine, AC, he would be your pick to win this race, because he certainly would be mine.
Yeah,
so
for
just
sure.
showing the clean heels and just the McLaren, it's just dominant so far. This track, it's just it just seems to be so much suited to them. I've got to race at GT3, but yeah, just fantastic to see. Just different than the BMWs. It'd be good to see the BMWs more competitive, but yeah, McLaren's 1, 2, 3.
Good to see Maluna back in the series as well. Looks like he has changed his livery from last week. I alluded to that in the broadcast that I did. Yeah, he's a driver who sometimes doesn't quite show his hand in qualifying, but has particularly good race pace. So he had a great battle at Mosport. So I think we'll keep an eye on him. He might be able to sort of keep Lenderman honest, and we know that Lenderman made some mistakes last week and cost him the win. So if Maluna can keep the pressure on him, maybe same thing can happen again.
Yeah, well, that's right. And Dongwu Gang's just keeping him honest here as well, in 4th place in the first of the non-McLarens. And our information is that the BMW is going to run, was going to pit anything between lap 13 and 17. So there could be some fuel strategy come into place. Oh, Ballinger off, big off. Ballinger, he's put it into, Pickering in the BMW. He's just put it into the wall, and he's got some substantial damage. Just losing many places there. He was 7th. Gregory Echo and Tim Jackson. So obviously Jackson had some major dramas at the start as well. From 11th, he's dropped a couple of spots as well.
Yeah, not good for Pickering at all. I mean, he definitely had an opportunity this weekend to close in on his championship rivals. This is not going to help him whatsoever.
Tell you who's making a move through the field is Mark Noble. He's up into 14th place in the 27 Kimmy's rural fencing rough, and don't talk, Nobby. You're doing a sensational job. You just keep concentrating there, but it's an awesome start in front of our host Mark Langen, just in the back of Peugeot and Pickering there. We know Pickering might have some damage, might have to come into the pits, I'm not sure, but showing some good pace.
Yeah, picking up places all the time, Noble. Up to 12th place now, according to my live time in screen.
Just notice on the rough around that last turn, you actually see the back left actually goes right up in the air. It doesn't actually, there's no contact with the road, so obviously the suspension, very soft settings on Noble's car today, but it's obviously working for him.
Yeah, you've got Pickering ahead of him now, so we'll see if he can close in on him. He's got some damage. Tim Jackson just made his way past him. Shane Reynolds as well did that lap, so starting to get those tyres on those Corvettes all up to temperature now.
I'll tell you what else.
Titus curse.
Oh no! So now I'll go back and have a look. What have we done?
Oh, he's on his roof.
Oh, where is he?
Let's
I've lost him.
take a quick look at that back on replay. Sorry about that,
He's
Mark.
in the pits.
Let's just have a look. Yes, we're just rejoining the replay here.
Just made a massive. Oh, are you okay, Nobby? After that, you haven't died, have you? Holy heck!
The heart's going about 100 miles an hour, mate.
Oh, just run a little wide, and then wow, yeah, major hit.
Well, Peugeot's got some major damage there as well, so he's hurting. There's no doubt. Oh, there's another car. Shane Reynolds, he's popped an engine in the Corvette coming out of the last turn, so he's going to make it to the pit, so he'll get a free tow, so that'll fix that engine up, but that's going to cost him any chance of a decent result. But that engine is cooked. That's a no smoking area there too, Shane, so there might be another fine heading that way.
Harrison O'Brien having a little look on Lazardry here, just 0.3 seconds separate those at the moment. They've got Steve Bocade behind them, so he's obviously got his tyres warmed up last lap. Actually, they're sort of all lapping around the same, so I was reading sort of the notes and the briefing that we are always given, and it seems the Corvette's really struggling in the slow corners, so that's why they're not able to make such an advantage out of their performance that we normally see week on week.
Well, Lazardry's actually passed O'Brien there. O'Brien actually got his way up to 5th, but you'll see a big change now with Maluna just in front of Lazardry as well. So obviously Maluna's made a mistake or had a shortcut or something, because he's come right back to Lazardry and O'Brien and Bocade.
Yeah, not sure. Let's have a look when he crosses the line, see what his lap time was.
Nobby, do you get a free tow, mate?
I don't know, mate. Just sitting there.
Yeah, still waiting for the tow to time out by the sounds of that. Yeah, 1:34 lap time there, so lost 7 seconds did Maluna, so big mistake from somewhere. Let's see if I can find where that might have been.
Just the BMWs just seem to be struggling, don't they? Pickering and Jackson, both normal jets, go real well with some steady lap times, but back in 9th and 10th, I don't think the two Aussies would have picked that. Yeah, they'll still get some good points for the Australian team, and essentially that's what we're after. But I would have thought the BMWs would be more competitive here. We've got Harrison O'Brien and Dong Wu up there in the BMW, so they're showing something, but Dong Wu's back in 3rd. He's already the 4.7 seconds off the pace from Lenderman, but yeah, Marcus shows some genius pace around here, and he shows some genius pace pretty much every race. Just his racecraft just needs to be improved. Doesn't need to go fast all the time. Just keep it on the track, and there'll be a championship heading his way. I'm pretty confident.
Yep, that's spot on, I think, there. So, once he's built up a lead, you don't need to push it. I mean, need to make sure you don't fall into the trap where you go so slow that you start making mistakes as well. But definitely needs to just do what he needs to do rather than just absolutely dominate sometimes, because it's caught him out a few times this season and previous as well.
Yeah, sometimes he's trying to do a bit of a Sebastian Vettel and get the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, and doesn't need to do that. I am surprised with the lack of performance of the Corvettes. I guess they don't really get to stretch their legs too much of this track, because it's wide open with sweeping turns, but they don't really get to cash in on any long straights.
Yeah, I mean, what we got, 7th place is the top Corvette at the moment with Burkade. The ever reliable Burkade seems to be able to drive that car with the greasy tyres those first sort of few laps, where the others really struggle, sets them way down.
Yeah, well, Marcus Wang, last round winner, who did such a great job, down in 17th position, if you don't mind. Yeah, it's showing on together. He's just off again. He's got some damage to his car. I'm just having a look for Mark Lang up to 11th. I'm not sure has Mark had a top 10 finish this season. I'm not sure if he has, but you know, he's up there. He's got the car moving now. The tyres are all warm. There's no damage to his car. It's his 34.4 was his last lap. Little bit off the pace. He's obviously made a mistake because 28 flat's his fastest time, so he bit of work to do there.
Seems like Jackson and Pickering having a good little battle. I'm sure Jackson got past Warren early on after he got that little bit of damage, but dropped back and they're going at it again.
Yeah, as we said, the Beamers just seem to be struggling, don't they? Well, in particular, these two seem to be struggling. Yeah, but still getting some points, and there's still a long way to go. We've still got the 23 laps to go, and yeah, they could be on a particular full fuel strategy. I don't think they need to be, because I think it's just a straight up one stop. But yeah, I know Jackson hasn't done any practice, and I know he's got some problems with his pedals. And that's obviously going to make some difference. I don't really know about Warren, but I don't know, just Warren just seems to be more comfortable in the rough.
O'Brien goes past Lazardri. Looks like a slowdown penalty for Lazardri actually, because obviously he was ahead of Maluna, so we saw quite a lot of those in the V8 supercar race just an hour or so ago, and yeah, driver's going to have to watch that.
Yeah, and Bocage just sitting patiently back. We've got the three different makes of car, the BMW, the McLaren and the Corvette, and like the McLaren certainly looks the raciest out of the three of them. Yeah, Farney's just, like I said, he's had some good races, hasn't he? Just running out of fuel at Watkins, that was a certain podium just thrown away there, and he just makes the odd mistake or two. It'd be great to see him just get a consistent race together and see what we can get the best out of him there.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be great to see him actually on the podium. He's definitely due one. It's been a little while since I think we've seen him up there, if we have at all. I haven't got the stats. I'm trying to rack my brains to remember if he's been on there.
I don't think he has been, no. But you know, 8th in the championship, 76 points. It's you know, he's a bit off the pace there. He's got half as many points as the leader. Just under half, sorry, just over half the points of the leader, who's not here tonight, has to be said, and he has done the one race less, so yeah, it'd be good to see him rack up some points.
Yeah, he was very close going into the chicane, but not able to make a move. Actually, look at the drive that the McLaren has off of the corner there. He's got an opportunity this time into the left-hander final turn.
That's deep under brakes by O'Brien there, wasn't it? It just looked a bit shaky there. Not a lot of confidence under the foot there, I don't think, but still carries that 5th position. But yeah, this pack's already 17 and 18 seconds off the lead here, and Maluna, who was with these guys not so long ago, has driven away, and he's already 7 seconds up the road.
Yeah, those front three definitely see, well, 3 or 4 seem like they've got quite a bit of pace over the rest. Warren Pickering's got Mark Lang to his right at the moment. Mark just getting his line a little bit all wrong in the turn 1. Warren moves up a place.
Well, Harrison's done a 27.5 essentially, 27.99, lap 3 is his fast lap. But his last lap at 27.9, lap before at 28.5, you know, these are laps that are getting away from, considering that the other BMW up in 3rd place in Dongwu, 26.7, 26.5 his fastest lap, 27.3, 27.1, so yeah, the speed is there for the BMWs, but it's just the consistency when Then you go to our leader, Marcus Lenneman, his fastest lap again on lap 3 at 26 flat, and his last 2 laps 26.5, so I just done 26.8 then, so that was lapping traffic, might have made a difference, but he just seems to be doing it so comfortably.
Yeah, I have to say, you look at Martins and Dongwu Gang, they're both lapping in the 27s as well, so actually O'Brien not all that far off those. But Maluna, yeah, definitely got a good pace, and that time by was actually 4 tenths faster than the leader as well. So it's a shame he had that slowdown penalty. I feel like he might have definitely give Marcus a little bit of a run for his money, but 10 seconds is a tall order to make back up. He'll have to make sure he gets good traffic management and nails his pit stop, and he might have an opportunity to at least exert a little bit of pressure if he can get that time down a little bit. And that's when we've seen Lindemann make the odd mistake. So keep an eye on that, but I definitely feel like he's got the pace to catch up Dongwu Gang, and Martin's ahead of him.
Yeah, and obviously Farney's had a bit of a mistake as well. His last lap at 31.1 dropped well off of Stephen Bocade now, who's got through, and also Harrison O'Brien, who at the moment to me is early nomination for driver of the day. Started in 12th place with a 27.189. Didn't show great pace in practice, 13th in practice, but he's obviously got his race pace up and about, up to 5th place.
Yeah, I think your teammate Tim was saying it's all going to be about a race of attrition here today, with drivers making mistakes, causing themselves to slow down penalties, and the penalties that will come with the off tracks and all that sort of stuff as well. So keep it on the black stuff and you'll have a good race.
There hasn't been that much attrition. Obviously, Mark Nova was trying to find a new way of staving his tyres by putting them up in the air, and he suffered because of the tow that he had to get. And there was the Corvette as well. Shane Reynolds' Corvette brought engine. Obviously, who else was there? Peugeot in the BMW got involved there as well. Was Nobby's dance partner there in that incident. So yeah, there's not a lot of drama on track at the moment. Yeah,
actually, gaps are starting to split out amongst everybody. The closest battle we actually have on track is Arcade and Lazardri, and technically they're in different classes and not really fighting, but that's still some 1.4 seconds difference between them. Dongwu Gang may be closing in a little bit on Martins here as well. Martins at 128 last lap. Dongwu Gang 126, so yeah, good lap from him.
Yeah, we noticed that Jackson has passed Pickering as well. Pickering's last 4 laps, well actually his last lap wasn't that bad, but the 3 laps previous were well off the pace, so obviously some dramas there. And at the same time Jackson's put in a couple of good laps as well, so just, hang on, there's a car. Adam Jarvis just in the last turn there is spun wide, so the GLW, what's that, Freight Management, the GLW Freight Management rough, so had a few dramas there.
Yeah, gets himself back going, but definitely got some front, what is that, front right damage there, looking at that. Actually, I'll correct that, he's just got front damage. It's on both sides.
Yeah, it's just good to have that new sponsor in the competition, the GLW Freight Management, so it's great to have them on board.
Yeah, interesting livery actually. The normally you don't see red and green go together, but actually works quite well on that rough.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just looking a little bit further back, battle here for 15th and 16th between Eckel and Lee. We haven't seen too much of DK Lee this season actually, but I always think he's a driver that perhaps has a lot more potential than what he shows, and I'm used to sort of seeing him or thinking that he should be fighting in the top 10 everywhere. So yeah, maybe I've misjudged something a little somewhere, or maybe he's just not quite getting the time into practice.
No, when Dick O'Lee makes a mistake, though, he makes a big one. There's no point in just damaging your car a little bit. You might as well completely write it off. And unfortunately, with Dick O'Lee, that's what he's done a lot this season. When he's had a crash, it's been fairly decent. But yeah, he's up and about here, 15th place from 20th on the grid, putting around. He's just behind Gregory Eckel, and he's in front of Marcus Wang. I would imagine has got through both of them this lap, so he's a recovering Corvette.
Warren Pickering into the pits. That seems early. Lap 13. He's obviously struggling, but feels like he should just be able to get the whole run in after that.
Yeah, he should make it. Gets his free toe, and obviously with that damage of his off, he might have been suffering with some steering or aerodynamic problems. So I reckon this is the earliest he'll be able to pit, and I think he'll still make 17 laps from here. So it'll be interesting to see what his pace is after this, whether he can catch Jackson.
Dongwoo Gang now ever closer to Andre Martins. Maybe this is why Gang's gone for the Z4 today. Perhaps the longer stint. The tyres just holding on a little better than what they are with the McLaren. Starting to look quite racy.
Yeah, I'll tell you who is catching them both. Who's Maluna, and not so long ago Maluna was with O'Brien and Lazarity. He's now 12 seconds in, so Maluna showing some good pace, but as is Dongwoo here on Martin. So just that pit window's now open for certainly for the BMWs. Not sure about the McLarens as yet. Must be getting very close. So just cast a lap car. It's commentator Mark Noble, so Nobby doing the right thing, getting out of the way. That car looks like it's driving sideways, Nobby.
Yeah, I guess this is the important one to know. If all the McLarens dip in on this lap, then we know they're struggling on pace. And there was some brief talk in the server before the start of the race that McLarens maybe have to do a little two-stop. So we'll keep an eye on this. I have to say, I think Lindeman's already through, so we look pretty safe.
Yeah, Lindemann going through onto lap 15, so we know the McLaren's just got one stop.
Gang closer than ever, just half a second separating them as they cross the line. Not going to get a run down the straight this time. Where do you think the main place is that we're going to get this run?
We just had Maluna coming out of the pits, was he? Gee, I thought he was. Obviously lost the plot here a bit. He must have been taking just a wide line. Sorry, what was that, AC?
Yeah, I was just going to say, where do you think Dongwoo is going to make a move? He's been behind him now a couple of laps. Perhaps sizing up where's his best shot.
Well, I'm thinking that the first hairpin at the back there with turn 10, I think it is. Turn 11. In fact, either there or he might just be at that time now where it's time of patience and pit now, get some new tyres on, and come out with undercut.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on it. See if anybody else ducks in. Tim Ballinger went in that last lap as well. Marcus Wang also in. We know about Warren, Min Park in. Paijo only pitted earlier. Jarvis in now as well by the looks of it.
So it just seems to be the time, doesn't it? It'll be interesting to see whether these two come in simultaneously as well. That's not what Dongwoo would want.
Lindemann continues for another lap actually, so they could probably continue. I would guess these two. Martins comes in. Dongwoo stays out.
Yeah.
Is that Maluna in as well? No, Maluna stays out as well.
Maluna's staying out and showing some pace, Maluna.
Yeah, right on to the tail. Well, I say right on the tail. 1.6 seconds the gap is now down to.
And Martin's into his pit bay and he looks like he's all ready to go out, just the angle of that car.
Long old stop though, been stationary for quite some time. We're just watching that. I thought, keep an eye, see what it's going to be like. 18.5 second stationary stop.
Yeah,
so
doesn't seem that bad.
Pretty good. We'll see how that plays out amongst the rest.
O'Brien in the pits, Jackson in the pits as well. Just what was O'Brien's stationary time there? Just seemed a bit quicker.
16.3 seconds, yeah,
so it was
2 seconds, well 2.2, so, you know. I don't know about you, I would take 0.2 seconds, but to have two in front of it, even better.
That's just giving away time, isn't it? Just seemed like a clean pit entry to Martins. This is where the race is now, where the Dongwu's, he's had that lap traffic with Min Park, and he's got more problems with Shane Reynolds in front of him. Shane's trying to do the right thing there. It's just a shallow entry for Min Park here at this turn.
Yeah, he comes in, he decides it's probably best to pit, I think.
Yeah, it was a screwy late lap there, unfortunately. Maluna in as well.
Yeah, Lenderman also in too. He's actually stationary at this point, so yeah, let's keep an eye on these two, and we are looking now for Martins. Where is Martins right now? He's coming around the first of the hairpins, so
Lindemann seems to be a long stop as well, doesn't it? And
huge.
Out now.
Well, Lindemann, 19.8. It was long, but
that's long. And see, Dongwu's out as well, so we jump on board.
And here comes Martins down the straight. It's going to be close, very close going into turn 1.
Oh, Dongwu's not going to give way. That was looking for trouble. And he's come back out on the track, and Martins is away. And that's let Maluna through as well. That's disappointing. Just probably, I don't know, I think the car coming out the pits has probably got to give way to the car.
Yeah, I have to say, I think I probably agree with you on that one. I know Dongwu wanted to hold on to the position. I'm sorry he had the opportunity, but he didn't have the speed. I think, yeah, you got to give a little bit of room there. Paid the price for it, unfortunately.
What was the stationary time for Dongwu?
Yeah, 17.2 seconds actually. So he made up, 1.2, 1.3 seconds in the stop, which is what got him in that position in the first place. But yeah, it wasn't enough. Perhaps needed another half a second, and he would have been able to tuck in quite easily.
Yeah, it's just that scrappy in lap 2 with the lap traffic as well, with Min Park and I think it was Shane Reynolds.
Yeah.
So that's obviously cost him as well.
Maluna had a good stop, 17.7, not quite as good as Dongwu's, but definitely closed in on Martins. And if Martins has got any damage on the front left of his McLaren, might hurt him just a little bit. So we might have lost Shane Reynolds.
Yeah, well, Shane's had a bit of a shocker tonight. Unfortunately, he's popped an engine, and he is ping's fairly substantial. Oh, his ping's 2,125. That's about as high as I've ever seen it. So he's obviously got some major issues.
So Marcus Lenderman leading by 12 seconds last time from Andreas Martins. Maluna in 3rd place. Dongwu getting 4th. Harrison O'Brien, Lazardri, followed by Bouquet, Jackson, Ballinger and Pickering. Your top 10, lap 18 of 30. PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series.
Oh, and Bouquet's off. What that's done is, I think he's let Ballinger's about to go through. So our series leader in the Corvette's had some issues here. So he's let Pickering through. Ballinger's definitely through. Yep, Pickering going through, and Jackson went through as well. So very costly there.
Yeah, still got class lead though, so he hasn't really got too much to worry about out there now, has he?
No,
what's he
you
got,
wouldn't
about
think so.
15-20 seconds over Marcus Huang, so yeah, he can just bide his time. He doesn't need to race these GT3s, just have a bit of fun out there, keep it on black stuff, and pick up another class victory.
It's a good fight bike by Marcus Huang too, it must be said, from his early dramas, so he's done well. Getting into the top 10.
Pickering actually, now that he's got his car all repaired up and nice, starting to put the pressure a little bit on Ballinger. They're about 7-8 seconds behind Jackson, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to catch that back up. Here comes Bouquet.
Mark Lang's had some issues as well. He's just had to pull off for a second. He's back to his pace now, but he was well off the track before. I'm just wondering whether he's letting the yeah, I think he's just letting the faster cars through. I'm just giving him a lot of racing right there.
Pickering perhaps a bit frustrated there, started to really close in and thought about making a move on Ballinger, but had to concede the position to the faster Corvette behind.
Well, Harrison O'Brien's probably the best driver I've seen from him for quite a while. He's just putting in strong, consistent performance up in the 5th place, remaining at 5th place in the BHP Billiton BMW. He's just he hasn't put a foot wrong so far, and I'd hate to do the wrong thing by him and make a mistake now, but with the issues of Dongwu in front, he's carrying a little bit of damage there. Dongwu's running the 27.7s, I think, whereas Harrison 27.1, so he's making some substantial ground here. He's just done a 27.3 to Dongwu's 27.9, so still coming.
Yeah, seems to be about that 0.6 of a second a lap, so that will be enough to get him up to Dongwu with just 10 laps remaining now. So yeah, he's going to have a little fight for a top 4 here.
I just love acknowledging the new sponsors to a series AC. If we can just jump on board Adrian Jarvis's car, he's just running nose to tail with his GLW teammate. It's just good to see the new cars. The new livery looks fantastic, I think. So yeah, it's just hopefully we'll see a bit more of this multi-car teams in the series. They do look great.
Yeah, I agree. Nice to see sort of internal teams getting involved in it, and as you said, they look great out there.
Yeah, it's just good to give the new sponsors a bit of exposure. Obviously, we've got to give PitTalkAsia.com as much exposure as they deserve, because it's the hosts and great sponsors of this event. But just good to see the minor sponsors jumping in as well.
I think these guys are about to be lapped, are they not? Or is that Martin's? That's Martin's, behind. So.
And Mint Park just coming out of the pits there. He's had a disappointing race, it must be said. He's obviously had some issues. He's fastest lap of 28.8, pretty much off the pace here. It doesn't look like he's had any. Oh, maybe on lap 4. Oh no, definitely lap 2. He's had a problem there as well. So he's just never really recovered, has he?
No, unusual for Min. Another driver who I think in the early seasons that we were covering definitely featured a lot stronger than what he is now. So I wonder if perhaps time's a little bit short, not quite getting the practice in that he wants.
And another car on the move, good old Demidov Innovations teammate Tim Jackson. Like I said, doesn't do much practice these days. Too busy having alarms about having babies and things like that. So he hasn't had much time in the iRacing roughs. BMW. So up into 7th, he's got Farney in front of him in 6th. He's quite a bit up the road. Farney's 11 seconds up, but just behind him, Steve Bacade in the faster of the Corvettes now. Bacade's last lap is a 25.9, if you don't mind, by far the fastest lap of the race for him. So 25.9. Yeah, that's exceptionally fast.
He must have had a little off track while doing that lap, because it's not shown as the fastest lap of the race. So
yeah,
that's still held by Marcus Lindemann. Yeah, 1:26.0, fastest official lap. Yeah, just watching Tim Jackson, like I say, way out in no man's land. Bacade is a couple of seconds back, but I still think he's pretty safe. He's sort of been edging away, but 1:28 last lap. What's this lap?
Yeah, it's
1:27.9. I think I can see him being closed down at this rate. 26.1 from Bacade.
Yeah, so Bacade's actually put his 2 fastest laps of the race, and he hasn't been. Just wondering whether he made a adjustment in the pit stops there, whether he's changed tyre pressure or something similar, or whether he's running different fuel mapping, because he's gone from running 27.28s to his last 2 laps at 25.9 and now 26.1. It's a substantial difference.
Yeah, absolutely flying out there now. Definitely the fastest car on track at the moment.
Which is bizarre, because his fastest quali lap was 26.5, so he's actually running faster now than he was in qualifying. So he's obviously made some difference to the car, or just discovered a new line or something like that as to how to take a particular turn.
Looking a bit further back, P11 or P10, P11, Prashak coming under pressure from Pickering. So Pickering must have had some dramas a bit further back that we didn't see.
Yeah, well, you do be behind Frajek now, and yeah, I don't know. So I ran a couple of 31s, 31.8, 31.6 on lap 19, back into the 27s now, but just it's been an uninspiring performance so far by Warren. I don't know, he just looks faster and seems more comfortable in the rough than he does the BMW. He knows what he's doing. He obviously drives these a lot more than me, but I just remember that race at Motegi at the lights, and drama for Frozek. Oh,
yeah, Ballinger and Frozek, he can't get the car turned.
Going the wrong way, that way is in trouble.
That rear right looks like it's an absolute mess. He's going to have to box, I think.
He's going to have to pit, yeah.
Yeah, he does indeed. And
yeah,
with that, Pickering up to 8th place. Just going to have a quick look at that back on replay, actually, see exactly what happened. Yeah, as the replay comes up on the screen now, we join them on... Where is that? Actually going into the final corner. So it's actually just... who was that who got themselves... Ballinger, was it? Got himself out of shape. Yeah, and Frashak just couldn't avoid him. So frustrating when that happens.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Oh, Jackson off. Just thought he's hit the wall. Coming out of the chicane just in front of Bouquet. Oh, it's just it is frustrating racing. Warren Pickering's now pickering up the pieces, shall we say. He's through into another position, but yeah, it doesn't hurt the Australian team at all with the two Aussies, but I'm not sure there'll be too much damage to Jackson's car. Just hit the wall lighter than a butterfly landing with sore feet, so it wasn't that hard, but it's just cost him that 2 spots. Yeah, and he
keeping an eye. Sorry, Brendan. I was just keeping an eye on this Dongwu Gang O'Brien battle. Seems to have fizzled out a little bit. 3.7 seconds still separate them. So I can only imagine O'Brien must have made a mistake somewhere. Had a bad lap because he wasn't, according to the last lap, still closing in at that sort of 6 or 7 tenths. So I would have honestly expected him to have been there by now, but still 3 seconds between them.
Yeah, well, he's just done a string of from lap 18, 27.1, 27.3, 27.8, 27.2, 27.7, 27.8 for O'Brien. That's in comparison with Dongwu's. Yeah, look at a string of 27.7, 27.9, a 9, a 5, a 7.6, and a 8.6. So yeah, I don't know where he's really losing the time. But certainly just gone off the boil there. 27.4 for Dongwu then, which is a strong lap compared to O'Brien's 29.2. So just this lap alone, 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, maybe this lap was the one where he really jumped back up, so must have made a little mistake off camera before we jumped to him. Maluna still closing in, although not that last lap on Martin's, 2.8 seconds. The gap between those. 6 laps to go. That's quite a tall order to close in. He's going to be pushing for everything he can right now.
And Jackson is back through Pickering, so these two boys are I don't know what they're doing. Obviously they're going to cash in on each other's mistakes the way they're going. It's been not the most convincing of performances, it must be said, but the BMW might be a real handful to drive here, and we've just lost Jacek Frozek from that incident. He's left the race, so yeah, position going up again for Mark Noble, up to 19th, surely, Nobby.
Yeah, that makes that 18th actually, I believe. So
18th?
Yeah.
Well,
mate, she's driving like a crab.
Yeah, it looks like one too, just quietly. I noticed you just had a pit stop. Did you take tyres in the pit stop?
Nah, mate.
Yeah, it does not look pretty out there, does that rough there?
Rough by name and rough by nature. It's it's.
I've got to stop you, Brenton.
Yep.
Maluna, 0.4 of a second behind Martins. Martins must have made some sort of mistake that previous lap, maybe a slowdown penalty. But we've got battle on for P2 now.
Well, let's have a look at that. Martins has just been throwing 27.6, 27.1, 27 flat Martin's a 29.8, so that's consistent with a slowdown, that 3 seconds. But the race is on now, and Maluna has been showing some pace. Made that mistake early doors, and has fought his way back hard. Don't worry about the win. These guys are 18 seconds behind our race leader, Marcus Lenderman. We haven't forgotten you, Marcus. Just so far ahead, but there's a great battle here now for second. Maluna very racy here, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a little look both ways there, just making sure that puts as much pressure on Martins as he possibly can.
Just go make sure they can keep it clean. I think these boys have been, certainly Maluna's had some incidents, and I think Martin's obviously coming out of the pits when Dongwu was coming out of the pits, so I don't think that was Martin's fault. But just try and keep it clean here, and there's great laps for the last 3 laps. Maluna just looks more comfortable, doesn't he? Just seems to be able to point that car where he wants to and hold that tighter line should he need it.
Yeah, exactly, as he kisses the apex through that corner beautifully there. Let's have a look. I'm thinking probably, like we said, down into the first of the hairpins is going to be his preferred place, so try and get good run as he possibly can. Out of this right hand, I get right up close through the chicane, and then make that move.
Yeah, well, catching's one thing and passing's another, and coming up to opportunities here, just through the chicane, coming up to turn 11, tight right hand hairpin, just not there, is he?
Yeah, perhaps a little deep into the chicane I felt that time, didn't quite get the exit off of the corner that he wanted. Thought about having a little look into the final turn, but just felt perhaps he was a bit too far back. Good run though.
Substantial mid-corner pace there compared to Martin's. Deep. Yeah, he's just got to hold his line there, Martin's. It's hard to overtake there. 3rd gear turn. We just jump on board Maluna's car. You just have a look through his cockpit just for a different view. You can just see how tight the racing is here.
Yeah, that track's not all that wide, and then to go side by side, not easy.
It just looks more comfortable, Maluna, doesn't he? Just feathering the throttle there a bit. And again, deeper on the brakes. This is where he was picking last time, that possibly too deep under brakes into the chicane, which is costing that momentum out. Let's see if he makes the same mistake.
Yeah, lifts a little early, maybe a bit of lift coasting going on there, making sure. Oh!
Goal!
Just about saves that whole load of reverse lock there to get that one back, but does so.
Yeah, I think he took quite a chunk of curb there, and that's put that car. That's a decent save from Maluna. Old heart will be racing, no doubt.
Just 2 laps to go. This race has actually flown by in the end. Got Pickering and Jackson still battling. 0.6 of a second separate those two. We'll jump back to the P2 battle though. Martin's just pulled a little bit of a gap that time by, but I tell you what, under braking, Maluna looks fantastic and closes that all back up again.
And the mid-corner speed as well. Is he's showing some decent pace there. Just have a look also at Farney Lasry up in the 6th place in the 27.9 the last lap. And Stephen Bouquet at 28.6, so I would dare say the Corvette's tyres have finally let go, but shout out here to Harrison O'Brien still up in the 5th place. It's a fantastic effort by him in the BMW. There's some good battles going on. Obviously 2nd and 3rd still tight through that chicane again. Just don't think he's close enough to make a challenge here.
No, he seems to be struggling a little bit. It seems like looks like Martins has got the drive out of the corner licked, where Maluna seems to be, his setup all seems to be about the entry, so it's quite difficult. He can close back up, but get a run is being proven very difficult as both guys stream past Mark Noble there on the right hand side.
close as he's been here into the turn 1. He's not going to get the drive out. Oh, he is.
Oh, close.
They're not going to let go of this. It's a fine
Drive
effort.
here from back here.
Yeah, well, it must be looking good from you, Nui, but very good driving by both cars. Maluna's got go on with it, just a bit of oversteer there. We probably should jump on board our race leader here as Marcus Lenneman comes up the chicane for the last time. Dominant performance, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying with a 25.252, which is an exceptionally good lap. And he'll go on to win race number 6 of the PitTalk Asia.com GT series. Just the one turn to go.
Oh, he's got a little bit of
there's
little
Pickering
bit.
in front of him. Marcus Wang and Pickering, they don't need to be doing that. The Aussies don't need to be crashing. Yep, and well done. Congratulations to Marcus Lennon. He's cashed in as we thought he should. Marcus Wang and Warren Pickering coming across the line in 9th and 10th, or 10th and 11th, and Andre Martins has been able to hold on to that spot in 2nd, so congratulations to him, and a great drive by Maluna to come back there. He seems quite happy. Nobby up to 18th, mate, congratulations to you. We've got Dongwu still coming in 4th, which is a steady effort. I'd like to have seen how it went if he didn't have that problem coming out of the pits, because he would have had the lead if he was just at half a car length further up.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it affected his race pace in that second stint. Wasn't able to keep up with the guys he was fighting with at the start of the race.
Harrison O'Brien, a sensational 5th place.
Yeah, good.
It's an awesome job by Harrison, it must be said. Stephen McCade in 7th, the first of our Corvettes. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be disappointed with that. He just looked like he had pace for a couple of laps there, so the potential was there. Mark Lang threw in 15th. DK Lee was really slow. Maybe DK's 15th and Mark ended up getting 14th, I think. Yeah, 14th for Mark. And Chim Jackson into 8th, so yeah, Jacko would probably be happy with that, I guess. And we've got Marcus Wang in 9th. I thought Marcus actually got lapped, but he's going across the strike now in 9th.
Yeah, good race all round. I think definitely driver of the day is going to have to go to Harrison O'Brien. Moved up a heck of a lot of places, kept himself out of trouble, and I think that's what counted in the end.
Yeah, fantastic 5th place for him. It just shows he's got that potential. And before you ask, no, he's not a relative of mine, but I would give him my driver of the day as well. Struggled in practice, struggled in qualifying, and he was up into 5th very early, so he must have had a fantastic start. So from 12th on the grid up to 5th in the race, and that car looks like it just needs to clean its windscreen, and the rest is pretty still schmick.
Let's just take a quick recap then of the final results. Marcus Lenderman does indeed take victory, 2nd place under his mind, 20.2 seconds, so dominant performance from Lenderman again. Just half second behind Martins was Maluna in 3rd. Dongwu Gang some 18 seconds back, just proved how much that damage really cost him. In 4th place, Harrison O'Brien just 4 seconds behind him in 5th. Lazardri 55 seconds back from the leader, so he perhaps hoping for a bit better race next week. Steve Bocade, yeah, struggled out there today with the Corvette, but nonetheless takes the class victory in that. So Tim Jackson, a minute and 20 seconds pretty much behind in 8th place. Marcus Wang, the last car on the lead lap. Warren Pickering got lapped due to that little spin on the final corner. I don't know if you've run out of fuel as well, so something happened there, but ended up a lap down. Tim Ballinger in 11th, Buffet in 12th, Eckel in 13th, Lang 14th, Lee 15th, Jarvis 16th, Noble 17th, Paijo 18th, Frashak in 19th, Park in 20th. And the last of the runners was Reynolds, who blew up his motor and had all sorts of issues there today.
Yeah, so a dominant performance by Marcus Lennon, and that'll put him comfortably ahead in the championship now. But, you know, Andre Martins just puts in some steady performance, doesn't he? Just chipping away. He just hasn't done that many races, Martins. I know he has had that one race win. Was he Andre Martins? Yeah, it's only his third race tonight, so just with the 45 points. But he has had that race win and now second place tonight, so that's some good points for him.
Yeah, picked up that race win just by keeping it clean, and I think he's done the same again today, really, and that's where he's got second place. He was a bit unfortunate, that Dongwu incident. Yeah, perhaps a racing incident there on that one, but yeah, I think Dongwu was a bit hopeful to try and cut across the track like that, with the speed difference between the two, so... Right, we'll just give it a minute or so just to see if we get a driver in for an interview. We'll go for a very quick commercial break and then we'll be back.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and the PitTalk Asia.com GT Simulators series post-race show. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here with you. Big shout out and thanks to the sponsors just mentioned, and Sim Racers Asia as well. Mark Lang putting all that on. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media at Apex Racing TV on Facebook and on Twitter, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching this video. Brenton,
You forgot Mark Noble as well as with us as well.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Mark, our sort of in-race commentator. We
quite achiever.
I was about to say we commentated Kirsten pretty rawly earlier on. Had him flipping all over the place, but recovered back. You got 17th place actually, mate, out there. So just goes to show, you know, keep out there. You can pick up some places, and every point counts.
Yeah, I was happy with the first few laps. I thought, wow, it was going alright. I was up with Tim Bellinger and that, and I thought, wow, I must be up in the top 10 somewhere.
Well, what happened there, Nobby? You had it up into 14th place, I think it was. I think we saw, and then we started talking about you too much, and obviously it caused some issues. But yeah, fantastic race pace early. Just describe your start to us.
Oh, mate, the start was fantastic. I sort of sat back a bit. I took 2 spots into the first turn, but I knew there'd be a few bumping and shoving in through there, so I sort of sat back a bit. The boys behind me sat back, so it was pretty safe. But then I just had to pace on that first lap. I don't know where it come from, but I got a fair few spots in the first few laps. But near the end of that stint, I left rear just sat out that right-hander up the top there, and it just spat me across the other side of the road. And unfortunately, I don't know who collected me, but it was unfortunate for them. But did he continue? Did he?
No, he did for a little bit, but he had some issues after that.
Oh, I must say sorry to him for that.
No, I'm just watching your start now, mate. Just nice and clean, and just kept out of trouble, mate, and up to 14th from 21st on the grid. So fantastic start. Yeah,
it surprised me. Yeah, well, easy I was getting past, especially got a couple through the first hairpin too, which is where I was having a bit of trouble, but they were just obviously having more trouble than me. And I had Mark on my backside as well, so...
Well, we've got 2 Tims with us. We've got Tim and Tim Jackson, so I'm thinking Tim might be Tim Ballinger. I'm guessing.
I finally brought up the replay of the start, so let's just have a quick look at Mark's lap before we bring one of those guys. We're up in the blimp cam, so...
Yep.
Good initial start as well for you, mate. Picked up 2 places even before you got into turn 1, so rough, putting the power down quite well for you.
And you can just see the first of the Corvettes off to the left there, and Jackson off to the right, laps are off to the left, and Peugeot, I think it is off as well. So yeah, made the most of it. Oh, my service is closed down.
Yep,
so
exactly the same as, and I just lost where we were, so never, never good.
Oh, but anyway, it was a good effort, no doubt. So it's yeah, we put the commentator's curse on you, no doubt at all, mate. I do apologise for that, but well, you had your 15 seconds in the sun, mate.
Yeah, that's racing, mate. One mistake and oof, off you go.
yeah, that was one of the bigger rough crashes I've seen, mate. So your head would have been spinning after that one.
Yeah, the old heart was pumping, I can tell you, after I started rolling.
Yeah. Now, who we got here? We've got Tim Jackson. I'm thinking Tim Ballinger.
Ballinger as well.
Yeah, well, what do you reckon we get Tim Ballinger up here?
Do with the motor being over the axle.
Oh, sorry,
It
Tim.
is-
Grabbed you in mid-convo there. But welcome to the comms box.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, welcome to PitTalkAsia.com after show, mate. What did we come today there, Tim? I know it was great to see you in the rough and the GLW Freight roughs. They look pretty schmick, mate. Just introduce your sponsors to us.
Yeah, the team was lucky enough during the week to pick up GLW Freight Management as a sponsor. They're going to come on board with us, which is great with the new blokes we've got in the team. It'll help them buy a few tracks and that. So we're real appreciative of Graham and Linda to do that for us. And yeah, looking forward to bigger and better things.
Yeah, well, just tell us about your sponsors, mate. Give them a bit of a shout out. Play this back to them to make sure they're getting their money's worth on YouTube or however you want to see this. So tell us a bit about GLW Freight.
GLW Freight Managers is a company actually based in Perth, Australian owned. I actually work for them, believe it or not, interstate truck driving. But yeah, no, they run trucks all over Australia and Perth, and need any B-double road train loads moved, give us a call.
Oh, that's fantastic. And how did you go tonight, mate? It just seemed like it was a fairly strong performance. 11th in the race, up from 15th in qualifying. Just tell us a bit about your race.
First stint was all right, but I thought the tyres were going off there towards the end of it, so I made a pressure change, and yeah, it didn't work. So, but anyway, just what it is. And I drove from Dubbo to home today on the truck. So after the V8 racing and this one, I'm a bit tired. So yeah, the last 10 laps are a bit shocking, but we'll give the V8 race a miss next week and just concentrate on this one.
Yeah, 27.9, your fastest lap on lap 4, fading away, must be said. 28's your pit stop lap 15, and yeah, whatever change you made didn't work, it must be said. 28s and 30s, and a couple of mistakes with a 36 on the way home. So, well, what was the change you made? You made a bit of changes to your tyre pressure?
Yeah, I dropped the tyre pressures down a bit, thinking they were overinflating, but I went the wrong way. But yeah, I'm still learning the car. We'll get there.
Yeah, well, you've changed from the Ford GT to the rough. Is that more of a competitive thing because the GT is generally the slower of the cars? Is that the reason for the change?
Oh, the reason for the change for me and the boys was just so we're in a quicker car. The Ford GT was nice to drive, but it was just too slow, especially with the Corvettes in the field, and you just kept getting in the way. So, I mean, you had the pit stop advantage and the fuel strategy, but unfortunately you just kept getting tangled up with them, and so it never got to play out. So yeah, you're better off in a faster car and just trying to keep up with the crew and keep out of people's way.
Well, next week's race is at Spa, the Enduro. Oh, hang on, I'm not allowed to say anything. Sorry. Next week's Enduro at Spa. Did you see what I just saw, Nobby?
Yeah, mate.
Yep. I'm sorry. How do you go there at Spa, mate?
I haven't raced it a lot on iRacing, but back when I used to do Gran Turismo race there a bit, I don't mind the track, so I'll try and get some work. I only get home 2 nights a week, so we'll get some time in there to get a set up together and yeah, just crack away at it and hope for the best and just yeah, try and get it clean and consistent and get it home and see where we end up.
And your bugger. Sorry, and your 2 teammates, mate, just introduce them. Who have we got on board your team?
In the team, we've got 2 good mates of mine. They've actually come from Gran Turismo over to iRacing as well. That's Adrian Jarvis and Greg Eckel, one from Melbourne and one from Brisbane. And, you know, we've also got Darren Connors in the team. And, as you know, Ray does the V8s with me. So, yeah, we've got the 5 of us now. And we're not a bad knit crew. We all get on and, yeah, we're just all trying to learn and get quicker. And, now with GLW coming on board and the new cars, hopefully we'll get there over time.
No, well, congratulations, mate, and like I said, it's great to see you sponsor, mate, and onward and upwards for your team, mate, so, hope everything goes well for the series here on in.
Yeah, we'll get there, and thank you to yourself and Apex and everyone there that gives us opportunities to do things like this. We appreciate it very much, and thanks for all your hard work.
Oh, AC does the work, I just do the talking, mate, so yeah, it's a big thanks to Apex Racing TV and AC, so yeah, good job there.
Yep, thanks guys.
Thanks, fellas. See you next week.
Cheers, mate. This is a bugger, AC, because we're watching qualifying at the moment, AC, and we can't say anything. Because
No, keep yourself quiet, because I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it after this, so
yeah.
Say nothing. So
well, that's why I was getting excited a little bit through, and then wasn't excited real quickly. Yeah. So, but anyway, who we got? Tim Jackson, Demonov Innovations at BMW. Jacko, welcome to the PitTalk.Asia.com GT series. That was a bit of a dog's breakfast, mate. Just tell us about that race.
I think you just said it in one, mate. Just a complete struggle the whole race.
Yeah, you haven't had much time to practice and get your setup right, etc. You had other things outside of iRacing to concentrate on. Just what do you think the main reason for your performance was tonight? Just lack of track time?
No, I don't think that's the case. I've had a bit of track time this week to get into it, but I don't know, just the feel of the BMW's gone away from last season, and yeah, just can't get a hold of it.
Saw you having a bit of a battle there with Warren Pickering, and end up being just who made the least mistakes won. So you've come out on top there. You're 8th place compared to Warren's 10th. So yeah, just the BMWs just seemed to be off. Although you had Harrison O'Brien up into 5th and Dongwu into 4th in BMWs. How was your first corner there at the start? A few dramas?
Yeah, no comment, mate. I don't know what the go is there, but I think I hit about 3 or 4 cars. A lot of brake checking, swerving lefts and rights. Yeah, rolling starts. I've been watching the broadcast in the last couple of weeks and seen the same issues. I guess we need to see if we can fix those up, because I think it's unfortunately ruining a fair few races very early in.
So you got tangled up with the Corvettes. I'm just having a look on board now.
I think I got tangled up with Corvettes, BMWs, Porsches, McLarens, you name it, they were there.
Yeah.
And it's no one's particular fault.
Yeah, no, I just saw Bocade and I think Mark Lang just had a bit of an incident there, and Fruzek's come across onto you actually, but he was trying to avoid I think it was Shane Reynolds, so yeah, that's very costly for you.
Yeah, as I said, it's no one's fault. It's just it doesn't work at the moment, the way these Corvettes are getting off the line.
You had a bit of a drama later as well with the Bocade behind you. Just lost it a bit at the chicane there. That just the tail end just came out on you.
Nah, that was just me being greedy, keeping him behind me.
Well, we know what we say about greed. Greed is good. So yeah, well, Spa next week, mate. Did the enduro format, do the pits. Now last year, Tobias Cherney was able to one stop there in the BMW, and we believe that the BMW is not as thirsty as the McLaren. So what's the plan there? You looking forward to it?
Talk to Tobias and see how he does it. I think that'd be the key.
Yeah, yep. Alright, mate, I don't have anything else for you. It's all been very quiet tonight with the interviews. Obviously, you know Tobias and Charles here, so it's a pretty quick little after show tonight.
Thanks for having me up, you guys.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Mate, I'll give a shout out to Ivan Demonov Racing for the continuous sponsorship throughout the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, he's a good man. Ivan does a good job and pays a few bills for the team. So, yeah, congratulations to them. Anything at all, AC?
Yeah, no, I think you covered it really. To be honest, so yeah, no, just good luck next week, Tim.
Yeah, thanks AC, thanks guys.
Cheers, mate. did it again.
Yeah.
Righto, that's it. I'm done.
Well then, yeah, I'm not really sure about this race today. Not the usual excitement we see. I mean, a little bit of good racing here and there in pockets, but yeah, I think it's only 20 on the grid with a lot going on this week. Perhaps cost our usual whole race on the edge of our seats kind of battles that we're used to. So yeah, next week let's hope for a little bit more. It is Spa after all, so I'm pretty sure the drivers will flock for that one.
Yeah, and might be seen as good practice for the upcoming Spa 24-hour race in the GT3 starting in November. So, you know, there might be some more cars, more races next week if it's a clear weekend. But big swing in the title chase tonight with Marcus Denneman taking the win, and obviously Charles and Tobias and Not here and Dongwu down in fourth. So a big positive swing for Marcus Denneman, and showed some real maturity tonight, leading from start to finish and not making a single mistake that I can remember all night. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, mate. I think we're going to wrap up the show. Pretty short and sweet this week. Not too many people in for the interview like you touched on. We are Spa next week, so going to look forward to that one. I think pretty much the same again with Liam having internet issues out there. We'll be doing the race probably Saturday night UK time, so yeah, I'll try and get that up as soon as possible. But yeah, I hope for a good race, and we'll catch everybody then. But from all of us at Apex Racing TV, this has been round 6 of the PitTalkAsia.com GT Simulator Series. Congratulations to Marcus Lindemann, Andreas Martin, and Maluna there for the podium positions. And we'll see you in Belgium in a week's time.